heard some people say, oh, some women leave their husbands because their husbands were cheating on them. They get divorced and then they start dating married men. And some people will say, well, somebody said to my own husband too. So
it's the big, big conversation.
All right, welcome back to the big conversation. Take a seat, because today's conversation is hot. It's going to be something else. Now, marriage is often celebrated as success, stability, and even moral achievement. So, when a marriage ends, many people immediately begin to ask, who failed? Who is to blame? What did they do wrong? But relationships are often more complicated than what people see publicly. Some people leave marriages because of abuse, betrayal, neglect, incompatibility, or simply survival. Yet society sometimes treats divorce as though it automatically defines a person's character. So today we're asking, why are divorcees stigmatized so heavily? Why are women often judged more harshly after divorce? Can divorced people still offer healthy friendship, wisdom, and love? And have we attached too much moral value to marital status? Let's watch this video very quickly and then we'll be right back.
Even if it's your sister, teach her. Either she reconcile with the husband or she remarry. We will tell you that men are not important, but at the same time, she goes at the back. I made sample of so many single ladies, and a lot. They told me that some of them told me the truth. That is a lie. That even as they are in church, they follow men. They make up someone, open up so much to me. That's why she wants to remarry. Leave those things they are doing. Telling you that it doesn't matter who is it that the man can do. If the man is not important, why are you sleeping with the man? So stay in your own now. Stay on your own. If you say man is not important, stay on your own. And there's something people will stop. That your marriage is broken does not mean that you break another person's marriage. And you won't say, it's not somebody that took my husband. Every woman that somebody has taken your husband, the lady that took your husband is cursed in the name of Jesus. It will never be well with her. She will not eat the fruit of your labor.
Okay, all right, ladies.
I want to sip my
Okay, well, joining us for this conversation is Oluwadara Olajide, professional business strategist, real estate consultant, writer, and serial entrepreneur. She's the founder and creative director of D by Simi, a women's ready-to-wear fashion brand built on elegance and intentional style. Beyond fashion, real estate, and writing, Oluwadara is passionate about challenging societal misconceptions surrounding single mothers and women navigating life outside traditional expectations. Dara, so good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. I'm sure you saw this video. What were your initial thoughts?
I saw the old video.
Yeah, it was about we just played it. Go and find it. Yes.
It has 4 parts.
Wow. Okay.
First service, second service. So wow. She said this in the 3rd service. I watched the whole thing to the 4th service. And I remember that the 2nd service she certainly mentioned it too, that a lot of women don't want to submit, and that's why there are so many divorces in marriages now. And then the 3rd service, she now really dwelt on it.
Okay, well, okay. So, I mean, the curses were heavy. I think if people should go and, she was talking about cancer, you get cancer, you know. And I get it. I think from one point, I get it because I know I've heard some people say, oh, some women leave their husbands because their husbands were cheating on them. They get divorced and then they start dating married men. And some people will say, well, somebody said to my own husband too. So perhaps, because I felt like she was hurt. Maybe somebody has done this to her. I felt like it was personal.
It
sounded like it was personal.
It sounds like a post-traumatic issue. Yeah. It sounds like she has. Like, we might be wrong, but it sounds like
So, but I didn't hear anybody cursing the man that was sleeping with the divorce.
God bless
There was no curses for the man. The man gets to go
What happens to the man?
Before I came in now, I was scrolling through Instagram. Then I saw today Ed Not post something that would you marry a divorcee with 5 children or a married man? And I saw that the votes went to mostly divorces, but at least we had a lot of votes for married men. Now, I won't sit down and go, for most women, you won't just get up and go and meet a man because you like the man. The man comes to you.
Usually,
so what
yes.
To that man.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody
Absolutely.
says anything about the man that is going, that is giving money, that is buying gifts, that's doing stuff.
That's
for
actually
this
approaching
lady.
somebody.
And he knows, he's an adult. He knows he has the same mind, that he has a wife and probably kids at home.
Right.
Nobody says anything about men. I wonder why.
Okay, let's hold the thought very quickly. Take a pause, and then maybe you go and find that video very quick. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go away.
That's taking your husband. The lady that took your husband is cursed in the name of Jesus. It's your friend, even if it's your sister. Teach her. Either she reconcile with the husband or she remarry. We tell you that men are not important, but at the same time, she goes at the back. I've made sample of so many single ladies, and a lot. They told me that some of them told me the truth. That is a lie. That even as they are in church, they follow men. They make up someone, open up so much to me. That's why she wants to remarry. Leave those things they are doing. Telling you that it doesn't matter who is it that the man can do. If the man is not important, why are you sleeping with the man?
All right. Okay. Well, the part in the beginning, if you watch from the very beginning, was, I think it was a statement she made in the beginning that sort of, triggered everyone. Where she said, don't befriend a divorcee. Even if the person is your sister, don't associate with somebody who's a divorcee. So I think that's the part that triggered a lot of people. So obviously, like I said in the beginning, I think it's more even the women who are divorcees that are more stigmatized than men. But from like I said, I think it was personal. It seemed like it was personal because she even said somebody opened up to her and said the reason why she wants to marry is because she's not a divorcee, but she's been sleeping with married men. So
I was deeply disturbed when I watched. If I was angry, I don't know why. I don't know why I was that angry, but it was so annoying. When did divorce become something of shame or fear? This is the reason why women stay in harmful marriages, trapped in marriages that eventually kills them. Do you remember Osinachi, the singer? She died from an abusive marriage. The man kept on beating her. We didn't hear about this, but the church heard about it. And guess what? They said she should pray for her husband. He beat her until she died. This same stigmatization is the main reason why most women stay in unhealthy marriages. And the church, she has so much influence. And this hearing her say all of this just makes me think of the husband in a different light, because an apple does not fall far from the tree. I wonder the kind of conversation, I'm sorry, but I wonder for your wife to come and say this with her full chest. My goodness.
No, because see the way she even talk, you can tell she's very, very old school minded, still very. But let me come to this, and because I want us to have a balanced conversation, because oftentimes people who say, oh, we need to not talk about divorce as if it's a good thing, even when people leave it's because, are there people who would divorce because, oh, everybody's, I'm trying to,
because everybody
exactly. Are there people who actually divorce because it's a trend or is involved? Because when people say, let's not normalize it. If we praise people who are divorced, it might make other people who may not be in that.
Not in trend or involved, but maybe because we do realize that every friendship or relationship requires patience. So maybe they don't want a situation where something like patience could have worked on. Maybe there's a disagreement.
Yes, but because your friend.
But because everybody thinks it's normal. I'm not doing again.
So I think they're trying to don't like stress.
I beg.
Anything that stresses.
Do you understand?
I don't feel like they are trying to be careful. I'm a pastor's kid.
Me too.
So
hi, PK.
So I'll speak from that angle, and then I'll speak from the angle of being a divorced woman.
Okay.
I don't think that they are trying to be careful of anything. They just have this mindset that the Bible says God hates divorce.
But God hates so many other things.
The annoying part about this is that we are lazy bunch of people going to church because we don't read our Bibles
before and after. Yes.
The verses before that
and
part
after,
says,
exactly.
It says it started with 4, I hate divorce. And the verses before said, do not deal treacherously with the wife of your youth, because
because I don't want it to end
and then
in
you
divorce.
went on to say that because when you deal treacherously with the wife of your youth and then you divorce, there's a way some versions say that you are dirtying your linen with mud.
That's staining your wife.
Yes. Even if God does not say that he hates divorce, who likes divorce?
But I mean, if you spend time with this person, why would I want to
be the only one raising my kid myself, be the father and the mother when they call in school? I have my job. There is no one I'll call to say, please help me go to so school. It's not easy. Nobody loves divorce, but we are just lazy, and that's one. And then two, society. Before church and everything, they feel like a woman should be patient. And she mentioned some of the words. I'm a linguist, I'm sorry. So because I listened to it, I picked some of her words. She mentioned subjection, submission. She mentioned, things that will just pull women down. And she said, when you do that, you will feel the presence of God in your house. And she said something so that you will not be Mike Tyson. Everything she's just saying is that women, bring yourself down. Once you bring yourself down, you have a happy family. That's a culture.
But again, like she said, people don't read the entire thing. Before the Bible talked about a woman submitting, what comes before that?
Husband.
It says husbands love your wife.
Like Christ
and
loved
I
the
tell
church.
people that it's only a mad woman that a man loves and takes care of, is considered
Like
for.
Christ. You know how Christ loved the
That
church?
will not. I mean, you don't want to fight. It's just even common. If you have a friend that you're easy going with, and you're not looking to fight the person. It's easy. You can talk about things, move on, agree to disagree. But it's easier to submit. In fact, you don't even think about it. The few times you're upset, you still want to lend him grace because you know that it's not usually like this now. So that's why, like you said, people forget to read the first part and jump to the line that is convenient for
And
them.
I think that oftentimes when people stigmatize something, I often feel like it's from a place of fear. What are we afraid of? Are we afraid that, okay, maybe there are not enough men, so you now left your own, you're not going to be battling with the few men that we have? What do you think that people are afraid? I feel like oftentimes when there's stigma around something, it's because we're afraid of something.
I think it's just the shame. I remember that before I finally said, I'm not doing this thing again. We were separated for some months. And my mom will keep saying, he will change. When we pray for him, when we go to Orioke, we pray for him. And I mean, I understand that partly because there was a time when my ex-mother-in-law, but my mother-in-law then called her and told her, you know, you are the one in Ibadan. You are the one that people will tell, that means your daughter has come back home. Now, you are the one people will see, or nobody will see me. Nobody will tell me that my son has lost his wife. You are the one. So I think that the shame, the judgment
that comes after living a marriage.
So like what we said yesterday, because I was on the table yesterday and we talked about domestic violence, where the Ilebaye. So I did mention yesterday that I think the reason why a lot of people might condone domestic violence, even in marriages, is if you're being beaten by your dad and he says it's because he loves his beating you. Yeah, that's how you've translated what love should be. I've normalized it. I'm like, okay, if my husband beats me, he's taking care of the bills, he's still buying me this and he loves me, it's because he was angry, you're making excuses. But my own is at the end of the day, right, we all need to realize that divorce it is a decision that you have come through, and especially if it's coming from an adult. I mean, she's not 16. She has lived through this. She's one that knows what her eyes is seen every day. And the truth is, sometimes even the reason for divorce is quiet. It might not even be physical abuse.
Imagine being marital like Frankie. Who's keeping malice with you?
He's the king of malice.
It's worse than physical abuse. Physical abuse, no one can see the blue black. But that one, nobody can see your heart is crushed.
Or someone you can't call. You don't even know where they are. They come home whenever they like. Where you call them. I remember my ex. I went to his office one time and he told me he hasn't been here for 3 days. And I'm like, no, we see in church, and he tells me he's going to church. He's going to work from church. So, how? So imagine, and with other things, and then you tell me we pray for him.
As that now.
And adults.
Our parents do realize emotional
And then it's
damage.
because that generation too, they are big on people
They
pleasing.
too, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I say I like
Big
Gen
people
Zs.
pleasers, yes.
There's some of their character I don't like, but I love that part that they
Yes.
do what they want
They're
to do.
out. They are clocking out of
Whatever how
anything
it
that's...
will be, they don't care.
Yes.
Because I think we need to imbibe that a bit. Because that way, once you can reduce people pleasing, you see that there's some decisions you will do and you're like, yeah, whatever, I've done it.
Right. But there's a lot of thought that goes into even coming to the point where you say, I'm getting a divorce. Because people think if he's not beating you, then, you know. So, and then I remember there was one time when they would say, oh, some people are glamorizing divorce. Maybe I think when the Annie Dibia thing, like, or maybe baby mama glamorizing. Do you know, I mean, maybe you should talk us through where you got to before you decide to say, because trust me, for an African woman, that MRS, we don't play with it, oh. And we know what shame we're going to face when we leave. So trust me, if an African woman says, I would rather face the shame, I would rather let them call me names, I'm going to live here. I don't know what you talk us through what you were thinking.
So in my case, I mean, it might not be for everybody, but in my case, the things that drew me to divorce were the things that I've been seeing even before we got married. And then I started losing my mind. I remember I told my mom that was later when I told her I'm not going back again, because we were separated and then I went back again, and this time I caught him red-handed with another lady. So I was losing my mind. I had 2 different occasions where I had pills in my hand, and I just snapped out of it, and I'm like, what
are you
do I do?
doing?
What do I want to do? There are times when I will trek. If you know Ibadan very well, I was living in Monoton at the time. I would trek from Monoton, and when I would snap out of it, I would be almost at Iwo.
Not Iwo Road.
No.
God, I beg.
From Monoton, if you know Ibadan very
course I
well,
know
from
Monoton,
Monoton, yeah, I would be almost at Iwo, and sometimes I'll just pick a bike
Back
to
home.
bring me back home. So I've had situations like that. And so when I started, I remember before I got married even, I started speaking to my mom. I'm seeing these things, I'm seeing the things. The day of our court marriage, my dad saw some of those things and he said, no wedding again. My mother started saying, people travel from
people
UAE,
say-
we bought cow,
People
we
pleasing.
bought this, we've done this. So, I mean, look at it, we dated for 2 years and then into 2 years plus marriage. When I gave birth, I had postpartum depression. So I've battled a lot of things. And then I looked at myself. The point where I looked at myself was one day when we had a fight and I told him, go and deal with yourself. Let me deal with myself. And then I went out to stroll because I like walking when I'm in, situations like that. I went out to stroll, and the next thing I knew was someone waking me up from the floor outside my house and just carrying me inside.
Wow.
So at that point, I knew I lost my mind completely. And I have a baby I have to take care of. So I told myself, this is either you die or you stay. Enjoy your life, take care of your son. Because that thing, before my dad died, and he saw all these things, because he didn't want, he was a pastor. He didn't want people to say he was the one that pulled me up. I know my dad, he would, if he was still alive when these losing my mind things started happening, he would have pulled me out. But I remember he told me something. He said, you need to take your mind off this guy. I'm not saying that he won't change. Take your mind off this guy, pick yourself up, take care of yourself and take care of your son. So when that happened, that's what I told myself. It's either I die, I lose myself in this, or I pick myself up and I take care of my son. And for so many people do not have that opportunity, because what we have is people like my mom, people like my uncles that will say, go back, try again. When I eventually got out, I had an STD that almost took my life. I had chlamydia.
God, I beg.
And I didn't know. I was just using garlic, but then I had to tell an auntie of mine that I'm seeing something for my body is black and I'm not on my period. So she was one that also said, you've been battling this thing and in the house and all that. So after that, those 2 experiences, I told myself, this is it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
You hear some stories.
I'm telling you. So that's why I say when people, you think someone just wants to divorce, it's not something anybody...
It's not palatable. Even if you have a good business going on for you, the fact
to
that
almost ruin. I know people whose businesses have been ruined because they got divorced.
I had a real estate business before I got divorced. That went completely. I had to start afresh, look for other jobs to do, because I have a son to take care of, and I have myself to take care of as well. So I started all over again.
Wow. So, I mean, Abigail, when people, because just like I was saying, sometimes some people are afraid to support someone who's just been divorced because they are afraid, especially in the church, we're afraid that if we support her, we're giving permission to others or the leeway to others to say, okay, I want to. Exactly, and if you don't, thank you.
You're pushing someone out.
Yeah.
I've seen people who lose their position in church because they got divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So why are you doing that?
Yeah, I moved back from my, because I started attending my father's church again, and I was an ordained minister, though not a pastor, but I moved back a bit after an incident happened. A pastor's wife that was, having issues with her husband, and my mom went there to, mediate and all. And then she told my mom to have, it's me that was far away in Ife in school. She told my mom, she said, you have come so that finally you can marry away my husband to your daughter, because that's why your daughter left her husband. So since that, I started moving back little by little, because I don't want anybody to tag me. The same thing.
Yes.
We should stop seeing divorce
like that someone's identity, or that is somebody's identity even.
Exactly.
It doesn't, you should not be identified by...
Take away the divorce from the person's personality. The person is still a Christian, a good Christian.
Yeah.
My marriage did not work doesn't mean I'm a failure. The marriage just failed.
I feel like people don't, and it's because, like you said, it's because of the way the society see marriage, and you said it too, that we don't play with marriage. It's good that we don't play with marriage, but marriage is also part of life. The same way you go to school, the same way you go to school and you're allowed to fail. You can fail in marriage as well. If we can see it that way.
Because there's no manual before you even enter. So it's just God's grace, really.
You can fail in marriage as well. And people nobody gives that tag or stigmatize anyone who starts a business or goes to school and now goes to another school. There are people that would have gone to like 4 universities before they finally, nobody stigmatizes such people. So, I mean, marriage, you can fail in marriage as well.
Yeah, so for me, ultimately, I think is we, the women and men, that should just work on yourself and not care. Because I don't think the society will change anytime soon. So you just be audacious about your decision. Once you know that that's what you want.
Start at home as well.
And follow through, yes. People close.
Like you said, we can start from telling your kids as well. If anything happens to you, please
don't stay. Yeah, so your room is still
My
here.
dad would always tell me that. Unfortunately, he died before all this happened. If anything happens, you can always come back home. Don't die outside.
Okay, all right. So, well, let's take another quick break. Hopefully, when we come back, we might do our agree or disagree. There's so much to this conversation, and even my heart is just, I don't even know what to say. But we'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.
Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk.
Welcome back. It is still the big conversation, and we're having such a heartfelt conversation today because Dara has been, her vulnerability and her openness, and I hope that's helping you, because this is not just for gist, this is to help you. It's so important for us to, this conversation is so important because while we're even off air, we're talking about how, why is it that men are obviously, divorced men are not judged as much as divorcee women. And I think, obviously, if you say a divorced man, you can be married in 2 seconds. But a divorced woman, a man will still say, you're after one, you're after this, you have gone through, before they even kind of get married again. So I don't know, do you think there's more the women that are doing more of the judging, if that's the case?
I think women has been at the tail end of everything.
Of judging
it's
women the
worse
most.
For a woman, it's worse when a woman is single. That's when you get. But if a man is single at that age, nobody will talk.
Widowed.
So it's
even divorce.
It's always been like
so
that.
much.
But I plead with people to remove that stigmatization. I know it's not easy, but you should start seeing divorce sometimes as survival. That person might just be escaping something.
Yes.
R.I.P. and then now it's still the same us.
I think people would rather
hashtag justice for
people would rather you die than actually say you left. Some people would rather
And then
die
they'll praise you for being
Thank
a
you
warrior,
for
for
being a
fighting
strong
till you
woman.
died.
So
See,
true.
when Osinachi died, that's everybody. She should have left the marriage. Trust me. She had
I'm sure she
talked.
tried.
Yeah.
Tried.
I'm sure she did. She
had
spoke to
people that
her.
would
She
tell
spoke
her
to her
that
pastors,
And
they
they
told
would
her
have
to pray
told
about
her,
it.
a wise woman
told her to
buildeth
pray
her
about
house.
it.
But like,
Man,
but you know, the way you're speaking about your dad, that's how my dad is. He's a pastor, but he wouldn't have,
He wouldn't have
he
taken
would have
off,
said,
yeah.
I mean, advice, okay, let's talk about when he sees that it's long,
exactly.
we'll say, Auntie,
Yes.
as in,
You know something that
There's no
women say
point.
that sometimes pisses me off when they are going through hell in their marriage. And they say, what will people say? Or who will take care of the children? The children will be fine, trust
If
me.
you die, especially.
The children would be fine.
If you die.
You should put yourself first.
Absolutely.
How does
Totally
this
agree.
affect you? Don't see it. Don't see living a marriage like you are ruining that family. No, you are saving them from years of emotional damage.
Right. And I saw on Facebook, I don't know if you saw the video of the Divorce Ladies Club. Oh, I don't know, it was on
Oh
Facebook.
yeah, I saw that.
And people were attacking them in the comment section. But no, I mean, so should they, just because they are divorced,
They should
they should
bury
bury themselves.
on top of
Yeah,
their heads.
exactly. That's what people want. The fact that you are divorced, you should not even be looking happy. You're even looking too nice. You look too nice.
You need to see my
You must have wanted it.
no, that's what the agenda of that club does. What
To
is their
celebrate, look,
manifesto?
you escaped, you celebrated, we're celebrating you because you are not dead, you are divorced. No?
I mean, those ones, they are a
Marriage
bit, they are
survivors.
bit on
extreme.
a bit on
On
the
the
extreme.
extreme.
Yeah.
So,
What's that?
But
They're celebrating
But
themselves,
to
nobody will
be
celebrate
fair,
them.
So maybe they should have called it
fair.
that. I would have called it something else.
Yeah.
The thing is, divorce is actually something to grieve about. It's ending
It's not
something,
easy.
whether
Yes.
we
Yeah.
like it or not.
It's impacting the children.
I'm telling you. So it's not something to start publishing.
That's what I'm saying. I wish they called it another name. Like
They did. They overdid that
Survivors,
one.
survivors.
as I said, they went a bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's look at our agree or disagree statement for today, where we're going to be debating something interesting. And today's statement is, let's look at it. Marriage is overglorified in society. Do you agree or do you disagree? Marriage is overglorified. Let me put in Nigerian or African society. Do you agree?
overglorified.
Overglorified. Do you think? Do you think it's overglorified in our society? Are you what now? Okay, you're already agreeing. Marriage is overglorified. I don't want to put context, so I don't put words in your mouth. There's something that's
You have
coming
to
to
put
mind.
context.
I know.
Because it's so vague.
I can't be in between.
Okay, you're in between.
Yes, the
okay,
agree.
so the agree. Okay, so
That's
let,
what- just
okay,
to
let's
like
start from
the
there.
agree.
Why are you in between?
So marriage is good.
Yeah.
Marriage is, if your marriage is good, if your marriage is sweet, marriage is good. It's good to have a partner, especially when you have kids. I mean, it just gives them a balanced mindset. But Yoruba society, I'm not Igbo, I'm not Hausa, so I'll speak for the society that I belong to. I feel like they have this mindset that if you are not married, you've not, whatever you've achieved, you've not done anything in life. So that's why I said I'm quite in between. Whether you've been married before or you're over 30, once you are not married, even me that I'm divorced now, that they knew that or they know that I've been married before.
Exactly.
They are still telling me, you have to be married. Recently, a friend of my dad's got to know that I'm now divorced, and it's like, she cannot stay that way. She has to be married. She cannot remain. And I'm wondering, okay, so to what end? I've been there. It's
Exactly,
not,
I've seen it.
if it's good, I
Yes.
mean, it's fine. If I get a man that loves me, that wants to marry me, fine, all well and good, but it's not compulsory.
Okay. All right, Ebu.
Same. I mean, I feel like I don't know if I want to agree that it's overglorified. I think it's a beautiful thing. Just like so many sectors of life, phases of life, parenting is a beautiful thing. Is it overglorified? Yeah, some people might carry it on. Some people behave like they've never had children before in another life. And some people are they neglect their children. So that's why I think everything is beautiful. So that's why I'm in between. So I think is perception and culture that just takes it a bit to the extreme sometimes. Like she said, like our culture, perception that makes people want to die in. As a that title
Exactly.
mistakes
Yes.
and all of that, because you see landlords telling you that if you're not married,
Yes.
if you go and bring your husband,
I faced that issue last year. I almost died. I was coming back home every time crying. They would say if you don't have a husband.
doesn't
In
make
fact,
sense.
I almost got one around Joyce B because I wanted to come out from that and they had already asked me to come. I've seen the
And I said,
picture,
"It's
and I
good,
even
come and
said I'm
sign."
ready to. And then the agent just called me that, no, landlord said he's not giving you again. If you don't have husband. And I'm like,
Okay.
I agree with my full chest that it has been glorified. Over-glorified. It has been inflated to as the end line, the front line. This is where it ends. You're supposed to follow a trajectory, and to get to the end, you must be married. It looks like a key to open different doors. Like marriage is
no matter how many doors you've opened, if you don't open that particular
if you don't open that door, if they feel like you're not fulfilled, you're not a happy person. So yes, the society has over-glorified marriage. Marriage is important.
Yes,
God wants us to
beautiful.
procreate and have children. But
Absolutely. Yes. I totally agree with
it's
you.
not a big deal. If you're not married, you're fine, you're good.
yeah.
I totally agree, because I mean, for me to
Have
have
your
seen
life outside your
yes,
house.
yes. For someone
Your
who
career,
married,
your
yes.
interests,
For someone
your-
who married late, I know what these eyes. I know what they faced in this life. Every prayer is geared towards that. I know all those little subtle things, the pressure. Oh my goodness, marriage is over glorified, because Jesus did not get married. Come on.
Peter,
And he did well in life.
He did well in life. Yeah,
Paul
he lived
did
a
not
short
get
life.
married.
Paul did not get
Yes,
married.
he lived-
I'm honestly an advocate for a more holistic life. If marriage is what you part of it, I think
Yeah,
you
but not
just
everybody
do.
will. We know the ownership is not
Yes,
everybody
in fact,
will.
the men are not able to do women.
And one thing, if there's something that we know
amount of
not everybody will, for example, death, everybody will experience it.
Yes.
Everybody will
Except
experience
for
death. You
rapture.
cannot escape it. But marriage, no. So when we know that there's something that, no matter how much you love it, how much you wanted it, there are people who desired it up to say their 60s,
Yeah.
and it just never. Not because they were choosy, not because they were ugly.
Just eluded them.
It just didn't happen. So when we know that there's something that not everybody will experience, why do we? Because I think that's why the stigma for divorce is so bad.
Yes.
Because
Like,
marriage is
like,
actually
like,
the
you want
pressure.
to marry.
Thank you,
Oh, manage.
Yes.
Yakubu manage.
So I believe it's over. So when I am in circles where I'm always telling the single, I'm the one that's telling the single, look, I'm happily to at least to my own whatever, I'm happily married. And I wish that and more for anybody who's single. However, marriage is work. I still did it. What's her name? Kitchen News that put it on her status. And I think that my comment has gotten over 400 likes.
What was the comment?
Because she was saying that people that are married give advice to the single.
Okay, I saw
And
that
I
video.
said,
I did.
I said, enjoy your singlehood. Marriage is work. So you don't rush into work. You don't rush
Take
into
your
work.
time.
Take your time and enjoy your
Breathe.
singlehood, because marriage is work.
That's literally what
so
I tell
even
my
the most
girls,
people with
my
the most
kids.
beautiful marriages will tell you that. Anybody that's rushing into marriage, they're bitter and they're unhappy.
I agree.
Nobody who is happily married will rush into because they
it's
know how
not
much
the
work.
thing. It's
Because they know how
not
much
the thing
work.
that marriage is
It's
fantasy.
the beginning and
I
That's
think
my
so.
point. Anybody that's married that
Fantasy.
think marriage is fantasy is unhappy. Is unhappy.
That marriage is
a lot of work.
fantasy.
Is unhappy.
From managing your spouse is
It's unhappy.
family,
Yes.
bringing in children and
And then adding yourself.
So only
Sometimes you
someone
even
who's
forget yourself.
Thank
They are not
you.
careful.
Someone is advocate for single. Don't mind them. Oh.
I will
Don't
not mind them, ma. I
Don't
will
mind
not
them.
mind
Don't mind them.
them.
Don't mind them.
Thank you, ma.
And if you are divorced, I know what it took. Because trust me, Africans, we like marriage, die. We can die inside that thing because we know we don't. Our parents are people pleasers. They don't want to be the one that their child after all the actual be after all the wedding.
Exactly.
You now tell me you're not doing again. But it is your life. At the end of the day, it is your life. So for me, I'm the advocate that's telling singles, you know, please,
Take your
if
time.
it's okay to even be choosy, to be picky, you're spending the rest of your life with this person.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, she's just talked about how she saw the signs. Literally, and to be honest, people see the signs, but you just think, oh, okay, no,
It's not that
yes,
bad.
it's not that
Yeah.
bad. You know, the signs are always there.
Always.
You know, so when you move past those signs and then it ends badly, still you are not the failure. You know, so that's absolutely. So I mean, Dara, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
and
for
for
having
sharing
me.
with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and wish you the best. Yes, me, I wanted to
you.
get married to a good, great, amazing
Amen.
person. I'm
If it
also an advocate
happens.
for marriage. When I see my younger ones too, yes, a rich man.
Definitely.
that will take you all your
Yes,
dreams.
I'm an
Like,
advocate for marriage. Exactly,
Definitely.
you
Definitely.
thank you.
Do you want to?
Yes.
If it
doesn't matter.
comes,
Oh,
yes, I don't
yes.
mind. If it
Exactly.
comes, if it
Yes.
doesn't,
Exactly.
It's not a do or die.
Yes, me, I'm an advocate. As much as I'm an advocate for singlehood, I'm also an advocate for.
I have a child already.
Exactly. So what are you?
I'm not rushing.
Going to exactly. Thank you. Yes, companionship is good. It's nice to have someone to always go. But sometimes you're married to this person and there's no companionship.
And you are lonely.
And
you are lonely.
You king
I
of
think-
I
no,
lonely
it's not even
inside.
good. That one is a
Well
narcissist.
done.
Okay, exactly. So imagine she was married and people would have been looking at her like,
No,
this is
instead,
a doll.
he's
She's so
keeping
funny.
marriage to
Doll.
punish her. You
Is she your
punish
child?
someone you
Your
love.
life.
As in, my goodness. So
So,
please marry well,
That
though.
episode just
Marry well, or else your case will even be worse than those singles that they are abusing. Worse. So please, I'm an advocate for marriage, but I'm an advocate for enjoying your singlehood because I mean those things can
That enjoyment. I
enjoy
tell
your
my
singlehood.
kids, my girls, I said my first, I said, I know I got my
Enjoy.
car already. Go need.
As in, don't I've done it for
Explore. I know
you.
you want to go to Asia, explore.
I'm telling you.
She's interested in climate change, some NGOs there, you want to
Eh.
further studies, please.
Thank you.
Do it, and then when you have done, you come back,
Yes,
it's not running away.
Absolutely.
It's not
absolutely.
marriage, the institution is not running away.
It's not running away. Absolutely. Thank you. So whether you do it at 30, at 40, there are people are married at 40 now,
Yes, and they're happy. Yeah, it's about quality
they're
over
happy.
quantity.
Yes, I know people say do it
husband.
earlier than better, but
I
trust
mean,
me.
everything has its own advantage and disadvantage, but it's about what is important
What
to you at that
makes you
happy.
happy. Absolutely. Well, that brings us to the end of today. Oh no, we have our wise words very quickly. Let's look at our wise words. All right, Dara will read it for us.
Sometimes good things fall apart, so better things can fall together.
Yes,
Marilyn
absolutely.
Monroe.
Yes.
That's
So it's
so
not
good.
the end. Once it falls apart, rebuild yourself. Rebuild yourself. Well, that brings us now to the end of today's episode of The Big Conversation. Today we explored a question that challenges how society views relationships, failure, and identity. Because while marriage is beautiful, human beings are more than their marital status. And perhaps one of the most damaging things we can do is reduce people to one chapter, one decision, or one painful experience. Because divorce may end a marriage, but should not end dignity, community, respect, or compassion. And maybe the real question is not whether marriages should last, but whether society knows how to show empathy when life does not go according to plan. I am Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. And until next time, stay compassionate, stay thoughtful, and most importantly, keep watching The Big Conversation!
Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk. From the heart of the nation we all take that walk. Through the fire, through the facts we don't hold back. It's the big, big conversation. Voices rising, stories told, truth unfolding, brave and bold. In this space we speak our mind, different views all intertwined. It's the big conversation where the real ones talk. From the